What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody is doing well out there. My name is Hunter Day. Those of you, if anybody doesn't know me, I'm your district executive here in the Blue Ridge District, serving both Watauga and Ashe County. So happy to be here this evening to talk for just a little while about what's going on with the Old Hickory Council, the Blue Ridge District, and what's going on nationwide with scouting, and different ways we can continue to scout back at home during this difficult time. So happy to be here. If you would, just take a second and comment. If you're here, let us know that you're here. That way I know that you guys can hear me. So in the little chat bar, just take a second and let us know who's here and what troop you're from, so we can keep record of that and also know that you can hear me. So if you can, just drop that in there if anybody would. Just want to make sure that all of our details are going great. As you may know, this is technology, and sometimes it does fail us every once in a while. So we may catch a snag, and the internet may be a little shaky at times. So bear with us through that. If it does freeze up for a second, it normally will bounce right back around. So anyways, all right, just to kind of get going, first thing I want to address is recharter. If you have yet to fill out your recharter yet, all right, I know I can be seen and be heard, so we're in good shape. If you have not done your recharter yet, that is due immediately to the council office. We are running out of time. That ticker is coming through fast right now. Most of you know if your recharter has not yet been complete. If you have not been complete yet, or if you are completed and you haven't heard from me or anything like that, you're good to go. If you have not received an email from Diane, you're good to go. So we've been working on those pretty steadfast over the past few weeks, but just got to get that paperwork into the office once it's submitted online. I know that can be a challenge at times, but if there's anything I can do to help, please reach out. That's what I'm here for, is to help you guys as much as I can. And be sure to get that thing in online. If I need to come meet with you, or if you would like to scan, take pictures of it, email that in, whatever works for you, just let me know, and that way we're all on the same page. So try to get that in as soon as you can, and I'll be following up with you, every few days to see where we are with those. As you know, we had postponed several different events throughout the district. At this point, the main one that we have postponed is our district Pinewood Derby, and we are still looking for a few ideas as to when we can possibly schedule that back. It really depends on the way this virus, shapes over the next few weeks and months as to when we may be able to do that. So bear with us as we try to figure that out. And, just let us know if you have any ideas. One of the ideas that I kind of had, not sure if it's a possibility or not, is maybe doing a virtual Pinewood Derby where you send in your car to us and we run it, doing a live video like this. I know it's not as exciting as watching your car in person, but it's an idea to try to do that event. As we move on down, one key note that has come up over the past week is the annual district committee meeting. We are going to need to complete that in the early part of June. So we are looking at doing that on June 3rd. I'll be emailing out the district committee of those folks of you that are on here. We will be emailing that out then. So bear with us through that so we can just get through this process. One note, if you are registered through the district and not through a troop, your money for registration is due to the council office as soon as you can get it there. It's a $36, and make sure that you include your background disclosure form, the new background disclosure, so we can get you re-signed up on the district level. I think I've reached out to just about everybody that registers through the district, but be sure to get that in. I will note, if anybody has questions or things like that, be sure to put that in the comments section. I will try to keep up to date with that as much as we can as we go through this, and just let us know. You can also shoot me a text, and I will read that here. don't email me during this because that's more of a pain to get to. But shoot me a text or comment in the chat bar there, and we'll try to answer your questions. So I'm sure the big question for a lot of us out there in our packs and our troops is what's going on at Raven Knob this summer, and are we going to be able to operate? And that's just the thing that we're trying to figure out as we move along. And it's obviously the biggest question in our minds. And so the staff and the Old Hickory Council staff and Raven Knob staff will be having a meeting tomorrow evening to discuss some of those details and policies and procedures of hopefully being able to move forward. And of course, a lot of this doesn't really, lie in our hands. It relies with our government, with the governor and Roy Cooper, the CDC, and the American Camp Association are all kind of working together. So we should have more of an answer as the weeks go along. You may have heard in Roy Cooper's press conference yesterday him mention that there would be no overnight camping this summer. That was actually kind of a little bit ahead of himself, and they went back and corrected that, saying there's no overnight camping permitted in our camps through phase one of trying to get back to our normality here. So just in phase one. Phase two is where they will really address that issue and let us know whether or not we will be allowed to camp. So bear with us on that. We did release a press statement today saying that we would be coming out with more information within the next week. So stay tuned to the Facebook page for Raven Knob and the Old Hickory Council. That's probably the quickest way to stay up to date on anything that we are doing. Steve, I see your question there. We just finished that you read today, that lawsuits against the National BSA are trying to include local councils as well as national. We've known about that for quite some time. From early indications in the court hearings, it appeared that we may be left out of that conversation, and it would be just with the national organization rather than local councils. Of course, we're still really early in, and a lot of unknowns due to coronavirus as to where these court cases are going to go, but that's kind of where it sits right now. So we'll try to keep you up to date as much as we can on that, and as what I hear, to make sure that you guys are in the loop. But from the early preliminary hearings that I got information on, that they were looking at just working with national rather than local councils. So hopefully that answered your question for you. One main thing that's going on, and my favorite fundraiser in this, is camp cards. That's our big fundraiser right now, and I know that a lot of that has been dampened due to COVID-19, but we are going to do a camp card webinar on Monday, May 11th, so next Monday at 7 p.m. They will have a Zoom meeting online for any unit that is selling camp cards, and you're welcome to join. And so we may have frozen a little bit. It may just be my computer. So anyways, but there will be a camp card meeting, Zoom meeting on May the 11th. And if anybody would like the details to that, please let me know. Shoot me an email, and I will be happy to get those details for you for that Zoom meeting. As you may know, and I mentioned before, this is an excellent time to get some training done. If you guys have any training that needs to be done, or anybody, Paul, I will send that link out to you. I will send that link out to all of our unit leaders so they can hop on that. It's really a meeting to share ideas about ways we can sell camp cards, and they also may be talking about the extension of the camp card sale as well, just a FYI. Sorry, I got distracted a little bit there. So excellent time to knock out a few training items. Get your, assistant Cub Masters or assistant Scout Masters, parents. It's a great time for them to hop on and do some additional training. As you know, we do have our day camp coming up July 23rd through 25th, and that will be held at Boone United Methodist Church, we hope. A lot of things are kind of up in the air based on what churches and organizations decide as far as letting people back into the church. And so we will continue to monitor a lot of things like that. But the cost for day camp is going to be $45, and that includes your patch and your shirt, snacks, and program materials. And we're always looking to add a few more staff members. So if you're interested in helping with day camp, July 23rd through 25th, please shoot me a message and we'll get you all hooked up with that. We'd love to have some more help. One quick note for the Order of the Arrow side of things. With all this going on, we have had to move to a virtual format to do our OA elections. And I think Arville has reached out to all of our troops at this point to try to set that up. If you haven't heard from Arville yet, try to touch base with him. I think he's touched base with everybody, but just double check that and make sure that your troop is good to go. Spring Fellowship that was scheduled for, I guess that would have been next weekend, has been canceled and is being sort of replaced with a one-day workday on June 13th. I do believe it is. June 13th at camp. It'll be a one-day work day to kind of get camp prepared, getting tents up. Will be a free event for anybody that would like to come out and help get camp ready for the summer. All righty. Those of you that are a part, are a Vigil member or are working with the Vigil Nominating Committee meeting, that will still be held on May 15th on Friday. And that'll be held on a Zoom meeting. If you need details about that meeting, let me know or let Arville know, and we're happy to let you know. I think an email was sent out, but just wanted to let you know about that. The council, during this time of need for our community, has taken upon itself to try to do some local fundraisers to help support our food drives in our communities. And so you may have seen earlier today on the Blue Ridge District Facebook page, we have started a Facebook fundraiser to help support the Hunger and Health Coalition here in Boone. And then in a few weeks, we will switch that over and do a fundraiser for the food bank that we picked out in Ashe County. That's slipping my mind right now. But if you would like to share that on your troop pages or pack pages on Facebook and send that out, we would certainly appreciate it. Our food banks are definitely in a time of need, and they are running out of food constantly. I'd given a few dollars to a food bank down in Wilkes County earlier last week, and I was told that food banks right now are able to buy food for 10 cents on the dollar. So a $10 donation buys about $100 worth of food. So that's pretty impressive and can go a very, very long ways in helping our community. So instead of doing a traditional scouting for food campaign and getting out and collecting cans to stay with the stay-at-home order that we have been in and will be lifted soon, but also to keep everybody safe, we decided to do a virtual fundraiser to help raise funds. That way they can use that money appropriately to fit the need for whatever they need. So just a few more things. The last thing I'm going to talk to you about is continuing to scout at home. That's kind of been a household term now, is scouting at home and what all we're doing to scout at home. And so I'm sure many of you have seen the opportunity that the council has put out, which is called Raven Knob University, which is our online merit badge classroom that we use Google Classroom. And right now we have 11 merit badges offered. And so we really want everybody to go out there and check that out for folks in our troops. It's a great way to earn merit badges, and it's free. If you want to give a donation to kind of help with some of the expense behind it, we would certainly appreciate that. but it is a free program for any scout that would like to use that in a troop to earn some merit badges. So got a couple of Eagle requirements on there and got a few more coming here in the next few weeks. So definitely an easy way to knock some of those merit badges out while you are at home. And it's a work at your own pace thing. You don't have to sign in like you did here at 7 o'clock to work on your merit badge. You just get on there at any point in time and work through your requirements. So very easy process, and I definitely recommend that for anybody in a troop to knock out a few merit badges. And we've actually had a pretty good deal of success with it. We've got over 410 scouts from across the nation hopped on. I think about 69 different councils at this point. So we're pretty pleased, and scouts all across the country are taking advantage of it. So we've had several folks here in the Boone and Jefferson area take advantage of it, and we'd love to see some more hop on there. So be sure to promote that. One of the things that obviously National had to take on was the scouting at home, and I found the great resource, and it's easy to find. You just go to scouting.org/scouting at home. And it's super easy to find, and it's got a lot of really good resources. So what we're going to do, like we did last time, is we're going to share my screen. I'm just going to show you a few of these things that we've got offered. All right. So here we go. All right. So actually, I'm going to try to take me out of this. There we go. All right. So be sure to check this out. And this is from the national organization, scouting.org/scouting at home. And this right here has a ton of resources for both the pack and the troop to continue scouting at home. If you recall, last time we met, we talked about these 30-day challenges that we borrowed from our folks out at the Hawkeye Area Council. National has actually come up with a few of their own 30-day challenges for both our scouts in the troop and the pack. And so there's all sorts of things going on here. This right here is the Scouts BSA 31-day challenge. So we're going to click on it real quick and see what's going on here. And so each day, what you are going to do is work on some merit badge that they have offered for each day. So let's say day 3, you can work on chemistry. And these are the things that you can do at home for chemistry merit badge on your own. So pretty neat opportunity, very similar to what we saw before on our last roundtable. The one thing that is different is the 30-day challenges for our Cub Scouts. This is actually pretty neat. Again, it's still going to work on an adventure at home, but it's kind of graded a little bit differently. As you can see here, it's a 30-day challenge for K2 through or K through 2 grades, and then the next one down here is 3 and 4, and I guess 5th graders at this point can really start working on merit badges. So we'll take a look at this one real quick, this 30-day challenge for K through 2. And so what they provide to you is actually some character trait things to work on, how to be thrifty, and it provides you with a short video, the stuff that your scout can work on while they're at home. So I would definitely share this. There's some first aid stuff, magic tricks, family stories, all sorts of neat things that a scout can do over the course of this next month. So be sure to check that out. We really want scouts to take advantage of these resources since they're out there and they are free. So be sure to head on over to scouting.org/scouting at home to check that out. So, and there's several pages of this, at least 3 pages of different things that you can do at home while we are currently stuck. So with school being out for the rest of the year, definitely take advantage of some of these opportunities. Also, the other thing I want to mention is the Boys Life app that you can download on your phone is still free for a year, full of really neat articles and projects and activities you can do back at home. So be sure to check that out, download that, and take advantage of these neat opportunities. All righty. So the last few things I have here, and if you have any questions at this point, please be sure to go ahead and start commenting those as we get to closing up here, so we're not too far off. A couple of things to think about during this time of the year is what can we do to be ready when we come back to start scouting? You know, a lot of us have been out of the game now and maybe not meeting in person with our units for well over a month. And so we're a little bit out of the game. And what can we do to be prepared to get back in the saddle once all this passes over? And so start thinking about that, preparing how we can be prepared for when our scouts are ready to come back to meetings. So be sure to think about that. Also, a really good opportunity to start thinking about recruiting this fall. You know, our lifeblood is dependent on adding new Cub Scouts to our program each fall. And with all of the things that are going on, we may not have some of the opportunities that we've had in the past as far as recruiting. And so it's definitely going to be a more difficult time to recruit kids into our program. With school still kind of up in the air, hopefully we are back in school this fall. But with all of that going on, maybe our access will be a little bit weird to school. So we want to take preventative measures to make sure that we are good to go this fall with recruiting kids. So if you have any suggestions or ideas or something that you come up with to help recruit kids this fall, or something you just have a question about, please be sure to reach out to me. Let me know that, because I think it's going to be an interesting year for scouting in general. And so we want to make sure we add new kids in. Those kids that have been sitting at home for a month, I bet they love to join scouting this fall and get out of the house and go to camp and do all those fun, exciting things. So be sure to look that up and create some promotional material that you can share at your, you know, the charter partner that you work with. Share with your kids' friends and things like that to get them involved with scouting. So the last two things I think I have here. Just want to remind you again, with all of this going virtually, and we're doing so many things online for scouting right now, is to be sure to remember our youth protection. And it's critical to continue to keep our youth protection at top of the mind on our scouting activities, whether it's in person or online. And please remember that any one-on-one interaction between an adult leader and a scout, and that, you know, is for in-person, online, through a web conference, over the phone, via text, any other form, can be a violation of youth protection. So we say that for you guys to stay protected as well as protect the youth in our program. So be smart about that and always keep youth protection at the front of the mind there. The couple of last things is the council has obviously taken a hard turn with all this going on. Being a nonprofit, you know, we rely on donations to come through to help support the scouting program and to continue that through our communities. And so if you have not made your pledge to help scouting this year in our communities, please shoot me over a text, call me, shoot me an email, or you can go online and give through our online platform through oldhickorycouncil.org. We would certainly appreciate any contribution, large or small, to help scouting, and 100% of those funds stay within your community. So let us know if you're wanting to contribute to Friends of Scouting. Just shoot me a text and we'll make that pledge, and you can have till the end of the year to pay that. Couple of things. Lastly, I want to say, share this as much as you can. Share with all of your units. Send it out. The link for this will be live as soon as we end with this, so you can share that through your units and things like that. Absolutely, Paul. I think you know, we can definitely do some of this virtual technology stuff and to recruit with kids, whether it's Zoom or something like this. I think there could definitely be an opportunity to do a recruiting event through an online platform. So that was a good thought. I'll actually think some more about that here in the next few days, just to prepare if we're not able to get in our schools this fall. So be sure to share with all of your friends in the scouting program, families. And I certainly appreciate you guys hopping on this evening to work with us. I know it was a short meeting, but not a whole lot has been going on. You know, I miss you guys, and my phone hasn't rang as much with all this. And I've been sitting at home and missing you guys' phone calls. I got a chance to talk with Arvil today, but if you guys have any questions or you just want to talk, feel free to reach out at any point. I love scouting and working with you guys, and I actually really miss being out there each evening working. So holler at me. My contact information is listed below there. That's been scrolling. My phone number and my email. Reach out. Feel free at any point in time. I will send out a few of these links to the email afterwards, and so you can share those as well with the Scouting at Home stuff and the Boys Life Facebook things and the 30-day challenges and all that good stuff. So I appreciate everybody being on this evening. Share it, and we will hopefully be seeing you all soon. I can't wait to be able to get back out to a PAC meeting or a troop meeting or whatever it be, a camp out. I would love to go camping. This is a great time of year to do it, and so I cannot wait to get back out there and work with you guys some more. So feel free to reach out, and I hope you guys stay safe and have a wonderful evening. We'll be seeing you soon.